Hey boys and girls, today we're going to review how to compare fractions. Now when we're comparing fractions like this, we're not actually going to look at two different fractions and see which one's greater. What we're going to do instead is we're going to convert them and make them equivalent fractions but in different forms. Now this is different than what we've done in the past where we just change a whole that's split into thirds into sixths. So say you had 1/3, you now have 2/6. Instead, we're going to start and we're going to take a mixed number and we're going to change it into an improper fraction. There are a lot of different reasons why we do this. All we need to focus on today is how to do it. So we're going to start over here with turning a mixed number into an improper fraction. When we do this, I like to say that you're going to make your mixed number mad. And I use that acronym for a specific reason. M stands for multiply. We're going to multiply the whole number by the denominator. My denominator in this case is 4, and my whole number is 2. So I'm going to multiply 2 times 4, which I know equals 8. A stands for add. We're going to add this product that we got to the remaining numerator. Basically what we did was we found that if we have a whole that's split into 4 equal parts, and I have 2 wholes, that means I have 2 groups of 4/4. So if I had 4/4 plus another group of 4/4, another whole, remember when I add, I only add my numerators. 4 plus 4 equals 8. My denominator stays the same. I have a total of 8/4, which is where I got that 8 from. So now over here, I'm going to add that numerator. It's another piece that we have that wasn't included in those wholes. Therefore, I've got a total of 9 pieces. The D in MAD stands for denominator. The denominator stays the same. So I'm going to end up with a mixed or an improper fraction of 9/4. The reason I know it's an improper fraction is because my numerator is greater than my denominator. 9 has a larger value than 4. If my numerator is ever larger than my denominator, it means I've got at least one whole, possibly more. So in this case, 2 1/4 is equivalent to the improper fraction of 9/4. Again, we did that by making our mixed number mad. Multiply denominator times whole number, add your numerator to that product, and then your denominator stays the same. Now, over on the other side, I'm going to change an improper fraction into a mixed number. I like to do this by setting up a division problem. Remember that every time you see a fraction bar, it's another way of saying a division sign, where 5, your numerator, is your dividend, and your denominator is your divisor, because it's how many pieces your whole is split up in. So I like to do long division. So if I take 5/3 and I took 5 and I divided it into groups of 3, I look at this and I think, okay, how many times does 3 go into 5? I know it only goes in one time because 3 times 2 is 6, and that's larger than 5. 1 times 3 is 3, so I'm taking out 3 pieces, and I have 2 pieces left. 2 is my remainder, as it says right down here below, and your remainder becomes your numerator. This quotient that you have is your whole number of your mixed fraction. The remainder becomes your numerator, and your denominator stays the same. It's your divisor. Therefore, what I just proved was that the improper fraction of 5/3 is equivalent to 1 2/3. And again, I solved this by doing long division and putting my remainder up as my numerator and keeping my denominator the same or equal to my divisor. Now what I want you to do is I want you guys to come over here to the side, and I want you to try these 4 problems on your own. So please click pause, and then you may come back to check your answer. Now you can go ahead and check your answers over to the side. Make sure that you write in a private comment or a class comment if you are understanding this or if you need more help so I can see. When we are converting mixed numbers to improper fractions or improper fractions to mixed numbers, that's one of the only times that you might not have to simplify is when you're changing a mixed number to an improper fraction, because you can't really simplify that all the time. Sometimes you can. But when you change an improper fraction to a mixed number, you should always be able to simplify if you can.